Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, bringing you guys a Pool Week video for the week of September 4th. Yeah. I got 6 books I'm reviewing. None of them are online, so I got all my physical copies right here with me. For the most part, everything was really good. Picking a pick of the week got hard at the end. It really came down to 3 books, so half of my books were pick of the week contention, and then the first half, two of them were good. 2 of them were pretty good actually. I don't want to put them down, and one of them wasn't that good. One of them was all right. It was enjoyable, but it didn't overtly impress me, and of course that one will be the first because as I review. As usual, I will review the books I liked the least to the most, and we'll get started. Let me just pick myself up here. So first book is Deadpool Kills Deadpool, issue number 3. This book was a little better than issue number 2. I wasn't a fan of issue number 2 that much, but this one was better. I'm kind of glad that we've really gotten rid of a lot of the Deadpools, because, you know, Deadpool's a character that I love Deadpool, but once you start putting that many Deadpools into a book, it then becomes a book of then it just becomes a joke book, and there's no real compelling story around it. And that's why I like this Posehn and Duggan run that's going on in the main Deadpool book, because they have a great story going on with a good supporting cast supporting Deadpool. So that's why I love that book so much. This book, it's good. I'm enjoying it, but it's out of the trilogy, the 3 books so far, or the 3 minis of this so far, I like this one the least. And the first one I've liked the most. So, Bunn has got a good grasp of the character itself, like just Deadpool himself. But it gets overdone when you have so many Deadpools. If I could get another example, there's a Family Guy episode where Peter gets powers of turning everybody into Robin Williams after he makes a wish of, man, I wish everybody could be Robin Williams. And so he turns everybody into Robin Williams, and then he goes crazy because he's annoyed. And that's what I feel with this book. There's so many Deadpools that I'm going crazy about it. And it's fun to see the Deadpools and see how many, incarnations they can think of, but it's not really impressing me that much, story-wise. So Deadpool Kills Deadpool number 3. If you're reading it, it's almost done, so, no point in dropping it. And now the rest of my books are pretty good to really good. This one, only DC book, Batman 23.1, the Joker Villains Month issue. I wasn't actually gonna buy this one before this month, but it was in my pull box, and I was like, you know what? I got extra cash for it. I'll buy it. And I turned out to really enjoy the story in here. Pretty good Joker story. It kind of, see, with the Killing Joke, people like to think of the Killing Joke as Joker's origin. It's really, he's the Red Hood, and then the whole thing happens. But I always get a sense that there's always something with the Joker where he never really says his origin. The Red Hood one is kind of the one that we accept, but I feel like they go back to an origin for Joker with this that makes a lot of sense as well. So it's just really cool to see what they did with this book. It's really sad to see, and it just makes sense how Joker ended up becoming Joker. And then it gets kind of weird where he kind of he kind of takes in this little gorilla while it's a baby and kind of raises it up to be almost as a son in his crime, and it's just a weird dynamic in this book, but it worked out really well. I think Andy Kubert wrote. I can't remember who wrote this. I should have checked before. Yeah, Andy Kubert wrote this book, and Andy Clark did the art, and the art in here is pretty solid. I very much enjoyed it. And yeah, so Joker #1, or Batman issue 23.1 is a really good issue, actually. I really much enjoyed it. Here's a book that you guys are going to be surprised to see so early in the video, but I gotta be honest. Venom issue #40. This book was pretty good, but with now 2 more issues left, there's gotta be a lot of stuff to cover. This was the start of the last story arc, start of the new story arc as well, and kind of Flash having all these, he's confronted Andy, who's calling herself Mania, or I don't know how it's pronounced, and she's really mad because it's been a couple weeks since her father's died, since Jack-O-Lantern killed her father, and they still haven't brought down Lord Ogre. And so she's getting really mad at Flash about it, and Flash was like, you just need to calm down, and we'll handle this together, but first, I need to find out how you bonded with the symbiote so fast. And what I love about this book is that throughout the entire run, Remender's and Bunn's run, they've gotten... What I love about this is that Flash has inner dialogues. You always see what he's thinking, and it always is compared to what he's saying, and it's kind of like just back and forth within himself as he's even talking to somebody else. So I thought that was real. I've always loved that, and we get a lot of that in this. And then it kind of goes stray, and it starts bringing up stuff from it's gonna tie up some loose ends that weren't tied up in the first arc that Bunn did. Kind of this whole hell supernatural stuff. It wasn't that good of an arc. So that's why I'm kind of weary about it, but I know Bunn is going to close it out. I read an interview with Bunn on the closing of this book, and he says that there's going to be some big character moments and character changes by the end of this arc with both of these characters and the symbiotes and all this kind of stuff. So I know this was just set up, so that's why it couldn't be my pick of the week, because it is just set up. I think Chauvet does this cover. It's either Chauvet or this artist, Coelho. I still can't say his name. Jorge Coelho. It's either one of the two. It doesn't really say on here. But the cover's really nice. But the book is a lot of setup. But I have faith in Bunn to close out the series right and give respect to the character. And now these final 3 books, they could have all been my pick of the week. Honestly. But I'll just start off with Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue #3. This book was really, really good. I really enjoyed the first 2 issues. I read them together. But this issue has been the best so far. It's got humor in it. We last left off with Boomerang, or Fred. He's kind of, he got arrested, and then the court gave him kind of parole officer, and it's an old crony of his, or not crony, but an old ally of his that he hates because this guy screwed him over so many times. His name is Abner or something. He used to be the old Beetle, the original Beetle, and now he's working for the government as the Mach 7. It's just some lame kind of superhero, and really there's just some funny stuff that happens in this, and then I don't want to spoil anything, but something happens between Boomerang and the Sinister Six. Even though it's only 5 of them, still it's still funny. Um, we still have just a really good book. I can't believe Nick Spencer is making me want to read about a character I've never heard of until recently in Boomerang. And you know, we get characters in here that again, Speed Demon I've never heard of until now. Overdrive I'd never heard of. I mean, obviously I've heard of Shocker and Beetle before. And we're using the Chameleon in this, and just we also get at the start of this we get we get the backstory behind the whole Sylvester. Oh no, not Sylvester. The Silvio Silvermane, that's his name, and the whole bring his head to me that the Chameleon wants. We get why that's so important, and it's just a really good book. And I think Steve Lieber, I think that's his first name, great artist on this book. I love it. I put it on my poll, and you guys should as well. It's only on issue 3. Now this book, definitely, I was struggling over whether to put this pick of the week or not, but I just put it out here now. So runner up to pick of the week, I guess. And this was the book that had to really come up for me because I didn't know. And this is Daredevil Dark Knights, issue number 4, the start of a new story arc with a new writer / artist, because the writer is doing the art as well, David LaFamme. Not familiar with anything he's done, but he seems to have a great grasp on the character, and he just wrote a great story. This is very much like the Mark Waid Daredevil. I mean, we get Kirsten McDuffie and things like that, and that whole dynamic of, you know, Matt pretty much shrugging off, but kind of also, you know, telling that he's Daredevil. You know, he comes up with these lame excuses that he knows that people won't fall for, but he's not outright saying that he's Daredevil. So, you know, you can't say that he is because there's no proof yet. And we get in this story a classic Daredevil story. Matt Murdock helping out a client that is, to everybody else, is clearly guilty, but he knows is innocent, and he has to teach the client, because that's what they do now. They don't actually represent them. They just teach them to represent themselves. At, you know, Nelson and Murdoch, or Murdoch and Nelson. So Matt taught this guy who's been a patsy for a mob family to take the fall of a murder of a congresswoman, or councilwoman, not congresswoman, councilwoman, and things start getting crazy once, you know, they're gonna book him and stuff, or no, they've already had him booked, and they're gonna take him to the jail, and they're not gonna allow him bail, and then the small little guy comes up and he steals the evidence, including the murder weapon. He steals it and just gets away scot-free, and then Daredevil pretty much chases him all throughout this issue, and it's just a crazy chase. Just Daredevil chasing this this guy that's literally the size of a bug. They call him Buggit or Budget, but it's spelled Buggit. So he's like a little gnome. And we get the story behind that guy, and then just the chase behind it is filled with, you know, good humor and good story as well. And this gnome keeps on outsmarting Matt, or Daredevil, and just putting him in bad situations, and that's why Shocker's on the cover. And then there's an even bigger situation at the end of this, and the very last page of this is a big reveal, and this book just turned crazy. If you didn't pick, I know he doesn't go by this YouTube name anymore, but I can't remember his new one, but G.E. Medina, you didn't pick this up, pick it up. I don't know how you didn't like the art. The art was pretty good in it. It wasn't as good as Lee Weeks, but it's not bad at all. At all, the art in here is not bad. And the story was fantastic. Never deny Daredevil. And then here's the shocker. Didn't think this would be my pick of the week, but I'll never listen to Scott about this book again, because Scott told me he hated this book and wants to drop it now. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but this book was awesome. Superior Spider-Man issue 17. Scott said that nothing happened in this issue and he was bored. I think so much happened in this issue. So much setup for things that Dan Slott tied in so much Spider-Man stuff in here that you cannot deny how good this book was. We get a lot of good Green Goblin stuff in here. We get a lot of good 2099 stuff in here, and we get a lot of good Peter Parker Doc Ock in here. And pretty much we're setting up. We're seeing everything. We're seeing the ball roll as to how the Alchemix company comes about in 2099. Well, not comes about in 2099, but how they're this super lab, and just the thing that New York is based on pretty much in the 2099 universe. We see the makings of that happening now in the 2013, and the reason, the way that the 2099 Spider-Man gets to now, to our time, is because of the Age of Ultron stuff, people tampering with the time and all that kind of stuff. They don't really focus too much on that though, so no need to worry about, any kind of Age of Ultron stuff. It's just a little bit of the fallout from it, and then we just get so much good 2099 Spider-Man in here, and we get so much good. We actually get good Doc Ock Peter Parker moments. And we get, I hate this Tiberius Stone guy. Man, just so much good stuff. And again, a lot of Green Goblin stuff in here. A lot more than we had seen before. I'm glad I picked up this issue. Scott said I should have left it at the shop. I am completely on the opposite end of him. And I am actually picking it as my pick of the week. Especially with the Stegman cover. And especially with the Stegman art inside. I hope he does the rest of the story arc at least, because this was really good. And that's all the books I have. 6 books, a lot of surprises, a disappointment with Deadpool Kills Deadpool, but it's almost over. I want to pick up more DC books, but these Marvel advertisements in these books keep on getting me to buy Marvel, and I have to buy the Marvel Knights thing. Marvel Knights Spider-Man that's coming out next month. I have to buy it. And I'm thinking about also buying a Captain America miniseries that's coming out called like Captain America Living Legend or something, 4-issue miniseries. Might pick that up too, but I definitely have to pick up the Marvel Knights Spider-Man, which means that I'll probably be $3.99. And I don't know. It's just such a cool looking thing. I gotta get it, and I think it might be Peter Parker. So if it is, I have to get it. But anyways, that's it for my video. Timestamps below if you made it this far. And I should have said that at the beginning, but whatever. So that's it for me, guys. I'm Wellington signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown. I'll see you guys next time.